Hey guys, it's Stephanie Hollman,
I'm Trey.
and this is your weekly dose of BS. We have a lot to discuss, which I'm so happy because I feel like not a lot happened the past 2 weeks in the world, and now
Stephanie called
everything's
me
happening.
Friday and was like, dang it, everything happened today. And the podcast came out yesterday. Yeah,
I
buckle up,
know.
baby. We got a lot to cover.
Yes.
Where do we start? I think we need to start with, furthest back first. We went to the Taylor Swift concert.
It was so
separately.
much fun. Yes, separately. And it was so much fun. I took Travis. He's not a Swiftie at all. He knew like only 3 of her songs, and I'm like, how is that even possible?
But I think she put on such a good show to where even if you don't know her songs, you enjoyed the show. Like, it was such a production, like
Yeah.
a Broadway, no, bigger than Broadway. It was just
It
such
was a very good
great
production.
show.
Yeah.
And she went for 3 hours. And her longest break was maybe a minute and a half. And that seems long.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I think he thought the production was great, but it was definitely more of a show that you would have went to with your girlfriend. But I appreciate him taking me. His foot was hurt. He set down some of it. I had a very interesting group around me. I had one girl on the left-hand side of me, and she was super pregnant. And then, so she was sitting down a little bit too with her friend. And then Travis was on the other side of me sitting down. And then there were like a lot of like parents and their kids. I think I was in the section where everyone got the tickets from the
Capital
bank,
One?
Capital One, because we got our tickets for free from Capital One. They were amazing seats. There was a girl behind me who I don't think got free tickets from Capital One. She was crying the entire time.
I will say, though, okay, so I had a friend that got my tickets for me. We were both like trying to get them the first time they went on sale, and he was able to get through. I wasn't. So I wasn't really sure where I was sitting. I just knew we were like, up closer to God in the 400s. And when I got there, I realized we had an obstructed view.
Oh.
Like we were behind the stage, but we could still see. We were like literally, there were probably 4 seats left until they were just like empty. That's like how far over I was, but I could still see the whole thing. So he went the day before and he said, honestly, these seats are better than the ones that he paid $1,100 for to sit on the floor. Because, so just pro tip, if you're looking to buy tickets, I wouldn't get floor seats because a lot of the show happens on the screen that is the stage.
Yes.
So if you can't see that, you're missing a lot.
Yeah, we were right. Okay, so there's like the floor, and then right above, there's like the little first set of, I don't know, rafters or whatever, elevation. We were right there. It was an amazing, amazing spot. And I also appreciated that I feel like a lot of those people got their tickets free from Capital One because a lot of them sat down. So I didn't have to stand up the entire time. It was very nice.
I felt guilty sitting down for as much. I probably sat down for about, I don't know, half of it. Because I was like, she didn't sit down. She is still going. I will say, though, I don't think she sang every song. She did not sing all of every song.
Yeah.
There was definitely like some of them, there was like a track behind her and she could like chime in when she needed to, but she needed that moment to like catch her breath. The next day, I did not have a voice and I didn't feel like I screamed that much. But
and her outfits were amazing. I'm trying to think of what else. Her outfits were
so
great. Her shoes were
good.
great.
The shoes. Oh,
were so good.
So we got there. Stephanie told me, and this is very true. If you're going to the Taylor Swift concert, she starts at 7:55
on the dot.
Forget the openers; it's not worth it. Parking gets cheaper closer to time. So I got there at 7:30. We got to our seats literally 55 seconds before the show started. So sitting there, first song's happening. We ran like from our car, which was like, I didn't think it was that far. It was a good half a mile away to the stadium. Got there, got in our seats. Cool. I get a notification from the Land Rover app that my car is unlocked and my trunk is open.
What?
And I'm like, why would that be? Well, I had just picked up my friend Courtney from the airport and we went straight there. When we got to our parking spot, she moved all her luggage to the trunk. Well, I'm like, her purse in there, her suitcase is in there, her laptop's in there. Like, why would my trunk be open? And I'm like, we shut it, right? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, but did we see it all the way closed? Like, did we see the door handles going? Like, we're sure it's locked. And she was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And as someone that just had their car stolen,
I
have
freaks me out.
PTSD. I'm like, well, we're parked behind a Walgreens. Like, it's not like the best parking spot in Arlington, Texas. So I'm like, dang it. And like, she's about to do like a song. I think it was like Fearless. I was like, I don't want to miss this. But I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this concert if I don't go check. So
You go and you leave?
I ran and I have never felt so out of shape as I did running to this part. I was like, man, but I did that 3-minute mile. I made it there and back in 2 songs.
Good job. Okay, was
And
it?
you know what? No, it wasn't even open. The app was wrong. And I think it was because we probably all had bad cell signal, and so
Yeah.
it didn't like update from when I actually shut the car. I don't know. But I got there and I was like, ugh. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be more mad if it's open or if it's closed.
Oh, definitely.
But
You'd
I
feel like
was,
a hero if it was open,
I
unless
mean,
everything was stolen.
yeah, I mean, I was like, it's just not, I could very much see someone like saw that we were running out and they like, caught the trunk and kept it open. So it was just a little PTSD moment, but I missed 2 songs. But I was really impressed that I only missed 2 songs.
I missed like 9 because I left early as well.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you know why? Because I would rather miss a little bit of a concert than stay in traffic for a long time. So, and Travis, okay, so Travis was not, like, health wise, was not doing well at the time. Like, he had gout in his foot, and so he could barely walk. And his blood pressure was kind of crazy for a little bit there. And I think it was because of the gout, it was making it spike. So, so I was trying to make sure that he didn't die. And
Well, I will say, so what you missed was like in the Midnight's era, which now is kind of useless because that was all about her boyfriend, who's now her ex-boyfriend.
Okay, so this is how I did not even know she had a
Good
boyfriend.
grief, what rock do you live under?
I just don't pay attention
Yes,
to
she
people's
was
relationships.
dating Joe Alwyn, who is an actor out of London for 6 years. She met him after the whole Kanye thing where she like ran away and hid for a few years.
Uh-huh.
That's when she wrote like the Reputation album. And they've been together ever since, and now they broke up. I will say, so there were like some signs here. The first song on her first night of tour was Invisible Strings, which is like a love song. And then she changed it to The One, which is more of like a breakup song for the rest of the shows. So there were some signs.
Yes.
But I will say, I feel like she is a hard person to date. Not because of her, but because of like,
Her
she's
schedule.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like her next year is all planned out. Like the year after that is so planned out. You can't just like go to a restaurant. You can't just like do anything. And when you're dating her, you're kind of in that same boat. Like you can't just wander around.
Yeah. I mean, when you're with her, you're
a
captive.
liability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're captive. I remember, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast before, but I remember whenever we lived in Irving in the house on the Four Seasons, one of our neighbors was in the movie industry, I believe. And she had, without anybody knowing it, Brad Pitt, when he was with Angelina Jolie and their kids, all stay in her guest house. She had like a whole like guest area where people would come in, and she had like this huge movie screen and like where you could watch do like little premieres and stuff.
That's
like,
a lot of kids.
Yeah, so she had all of them come in. Well, they came in at like 2 or 3 a.m. through the gate.
Gosh.
So nobody could see them. They would kind of stick to themselves during the day, like wouldn't go out, only went out at night. I think somebody said that they saw like Brad Pitt outside, like waving in a hat one day, but it's even like in our neighborhood, like nobody knew they were there. They were so under the radar. They kind of had to just stay in that house the whole time and have food brought in. And I think that would be a miserable life to lead.
We were talking about after we left, my friend Courtney was like, where do you think she lives? Like, because she has quite the real estate portfolio. And I was like, well, she definitely doesn't live in New York or LA because you would know about it. I feel like she probably lives in like her house in like a little town in Rhode Island.
Maybe.
Somewhere. Like, I feel like she tries to live a quiet life when she can.
I'm sure that is 100% public where people know.
Yeah, I don't know where she spends the most time, though.
But I also think a lot of those small towns, if you're a famous person, they take care of you. Like they are very, more so than like LA and New York.
Well, yeah, I think like the police, they're a little more aware.
Yeah, like the whole town, surrounds you and takes care of you.
Yep.
Speaking of small towns, Trey did something very special. So we have a gallery called Hollman Miller Gallery. And this is our first year having it. And, we have a Best of Dallas where you can go vote. Well, our gallery is up for Best Art Gallery in Whitefish, Montana.
It's like a local magazine nomination situation.
Yeah. So Travis was like, Stephanie, put it on your story so people vote for us, right? Because it would be kind of cool to win that on our first year. And not to be rude, but we are definitely the best art gallery in Whitefish, Montana, just to toot my own little horn. So then I asked Trey, because you have to do the nominations to nominate us, because whoever's nominated, then those top people, top companies, like, have a runoff. So Trey does, and then he nominates me for all these random things.
Well, yeah, I'm
thinking
just
it was funny, and it was funny until
she's winning.
I was up for.
Ooh-hoo. Okay, so I nominated her for, what was it, Best Actor. I nominated her for, what was the other one? Oh gosh, hold on, Rising Star. Was it Rising Star? Community Star. I nominated her for Community Star, and then I also nominated her for Best Outdoor Attraction, because sometimes she goes outside and she's an attraction. We didn't get that one. Really upset. We're going for it again next year. But we are up for Best Actor and Community Star.
Yes.
And listen, I would feel bad if this was some little town of, like, this really met all these people. This is a town where these people who have owned property there for more than probably 3 years are making millions of dollars selling their little houses. This place is turning into Aspen. So, like, I'm going to have my fun here, people. I don't feel bad. So a lot of you have messaged me and said that you voted for little Stephanie Hollman. Someone stopped me in Highland Park Village the other day and said, hey, I voted for Stephanie. I said, thank you so much for supporting my dreams. I was reading, though, I think we find out when you win when the magazine comes out. I don't think there's, like, a party or anything, like, amazing that happens. And I think we need to throw a party. I was hoping there was like a crowning ceremony or like a medal presentation.
We'll do a party at your bar.
Can we call Travis? Can we have a party at the Hollman Miller Gallery if you win?
We should. We can have one there too. We can fly there and have one there, and then we can have a local
big
thing here. Yes,
a big presentation.
Yeah, huge.
I need to know that we can have that party. I need to start planning it, because I just don't want it to be like a magazine, like, oh, she won, yay. Like, we need to really.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
This is a big deal.
It's going to be exciting. So, if you will vote,
I do think we definitely affected the website's traffic, because they added extra security measures for you to vote now. You have to go through pick the 3 bridges kind of thing of the pictures, and now they make you put in your zip code. A bunch of you messaged me from overseas and said you could not vote in the UK. I appreciate your support. But we're holding it down over here in the States.
Yes. So anyways, if you would vote for us, we would really appreciate it. The link is in...
It's in my Instagram bio.
Trey's Instagram bio. And then I'll put it in my Instagram bio, because now we cannot lose, because that is embarrassing.
I think this is the most traffic that website has ever gotten.
Oh my gosh. I love that they put security measures on. Thank you guys so much.
Also, while you're there, go vote for the Hollman Miller Gallery as your favorite gallery. That would make Travis very happy.
Yes, it's under art, favorite art gallery. Please vote Hollman Miller Gallery. It would be so excited. My husband will be so happy. His birthday is coming up. There's nothing that says I love you and happy birthday more than your art gallery winning best of in your small town.
Stephanie is under Uniquely Whitefish.
Yes. Under Uniquely Whitefish and under the arts.
Yep.
Yes.
So I'm so excited. I was thinking this morning, I was like, what else can I nominate you for?
Nothing.
Like Best of St. Louis, Best of, I'm gonna find random towns.
I swear to God,
I'm gonna start racking up trophies. And I hope it's a trophy.
You.
Oh gosh, I hope it's
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know what you get, but we will find out.
Yes.
Yes. I'm excited.
Okay, so Ariana Madix is moving on to
Dancing
more than just
stars.
Vanderpump. She's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. First of all, she has a killer body.
Okay, I did not realize how good her body was until I saw her in that reunion dress.
That reunion dress said revenge.
You know what I love about this? Okay, this is just me being super petty, which is fine. I am. Is I feel like Dancing with the Stars is something that Tom Sandoval would have love to have, because he's always like wanting to sing and dance, and he's always wanting to be the center of attention, and she was always so like quiet. I feel like she was kind of like supporting, like she always let him shine, and I think it's going to drive him and Rachel crazy.
I completely agree.
Like, this horrible thing happened to her, and now she's living her absolute best life.
For sure. I mean, she let him refinance their house to finance one of their bars. Like, it's kind of in their relationship, it's always been about him. So the fact that she's having her moment, good for you, girl.
Yes.
I can't wait to see that reunion.
So whenever she's on Dancing with the Stars, while you're voting for the Hollman Miller Gallery,
we're also vote for
her. Okay, we're in it together.
Yep, absolutely.
We're in it together. But yeah, I was excited to hear that. I think she's going to do really, really well, because even people who don't watch the show, I feel like know about what happened to her. I mean, it went everywhere. So
I'm
I think
happy
she'll do really
this
well.
is gonna give her like that energy that she needs to kind of forge her own path now. I'm interested to see who they cast on the next season of Vanderpump Rules.
You think I think they will keep the same cast.
I think they will. I want to know if what's her name? Kristen will be back.
Okay, so I did listen to that Vial Files thing that
Mhm.
she did, and she said she would not come back. She said she's in a better place. She wouldn't
Didn't
have.
Stassi say the same thing?
But
That she
Stassi's not back.
Well, no, didn't she
But
say like she wouldn't come back because she's just not that girl anymore?
well, but she's also said she kind of misses being on reality TV. Like she misses parts of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Stassi's amazing TV. I would love to have her back, but whenever you're married and have a family,
Yeah.
you have a lot more to lose. I think the reason this show's done so well for so long and why so many shows do well, especially when they're all single, is because you really don't have a lot to lose, right? I mean, you have your reputation to lose, but whenever you're married and you have kids, you're like, oh crap, I don't want to embarrass my children. They need to go to school without,
Right. Public ridicule.
yeah, without public, and then your husband with his job, and then
Mhm.
like you have all these other people that you have to worry
Yeah.
about,
You're now
which is
responsible
hard.
for 'em.
Not, yeah,
You know who I really think wants to be back on reality TV is Jax and Brittany. Because
yeah.
they're talking a lot to the press about what's happening behind the scenes that they hear from their friends. It's like, oh, I don't know about that.
I think it would be really cute for them all to do like a spinoff of like all of them when they have babies, like Jackson, Brittany,
Now that they're
and
married
Stassi, and yeah,
and
like that whole life, and maybe bring in some other people. And
yep.
I think that would be a really cute show.
I had some friends that went to a club in Dallas this past, I think it was Thursday. James Kennedy was DJing,
Oh, really?
and I had seen him. I went to something. He was at like a bar like 5 years ago DJing, and he didn't actually DJ because he was so drunk and who knows what else that he like couldn't stand up,
Oh my God, that's so sad.
and he ended up not performing. But he because of the resurgence of Vanderpump Rules, packed the
Yeah,
place.
good for him. But also, I mean, I think it is in his storyline where he did stop drinking for a while because it did
Mhm.
become a problem. And I
Yeah.
always think if people make that decision, I don't like alcohol enough. Like I honestly feel like I could go the rest of my life without drinking if
Mhm.
my husband didn't think I was boring when I didn't drink when we went out. I really, really could. But I know people who do really struggle, and it's really, really hard it's really hard for them.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely.
Really hard.
Sure.
But yeah, I love that everyone is just living their best
I
life on that
know.
show.
They
It's
sure
so good.
are. Good for them. Oh my gosh, I have my wedding outfit. I finally went and bought a suit.
Oh, did you?
God bless America. I got a little nervous last week. I was like, oh, well, because they told me whenever I went, I picked it out and I liked it. But I was like, I want to lose a little more weight before I go for my fitting. And then I kind of panicked. I was like, well, they told me it was like 2 to 3 days to get it like altered. But what if it's not? What if it's like 3 to 4 weeks and then I'm screwed and I have to wear some like suit from Zara? I'd be so upset. So I went and they actually got it altered like within 2 days. I go pick it up tonight. So
Wait,
very excited.
you should keep it there though, because what if are you done with your weight loss journey?
No.
You should keep it there because
Well,
what
I
if you
think
have to have it altered again?
I can get skinnier, and they can bring it in just a little bit more, but I don't know how much skinnier I can get. I feel like I'm withering away.
He is very skinny.
Thank you so much.
You know who else has lost a lot of weight?
Who?
Travis.
He has. I said something the other day. He said that he had lost like 6 pounds.
Oh no, now he's up to like 12 pounds.
Oh
in
my
like
gosh.
maybe it's been a little over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. He joined
It's not
this.
Ozempic, ladies and gentlemen.
No, he joined. It's called Soda Weight Loss Clinic, SOTA. And I mean, pretty much the diet they have him on, I mean, if you do it, you will totally lose weight. It's like 6 ounces of protein per meal, vegetables, but you can't, like I have his meal chart in my purse because I have to use it for buying groceries now. But you can't have just any vegetable, like certain vegetables you can't have because they're not healthy enough. I'm like, what? No, they're a vegetable.
I did learn
no
that on
fruit.
keto. Mhm.
Yes, like you can have
So it's
no
no sugar,
fruit. No,
pretty
yeah,
much?
no sugar, no sodas, no unhealthy carbs.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm
It's
like,
just
as you should
starving
be
yourself and
losing
not having
weight,
fun.
you're eating fish, chicken, steak, and vegetables.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
yeah, you should be losing a lot of weight.
See, I liked keto because I can eat like steak and I can eat as much as I want and I still lose weight. Like that's like my
Yes.
vibe. But like a 700 calorie a day diet,
Well, They don't have
no.
it's not really calorie restricting, but I feel like
Oh.
you're gonna eat less calories anyway.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you're just eating protein and vegetables.
You know what I've started doing is when I go to a restaurant, I feel like just like as a culture in America, we overeat a lot as it is.
Yes.
So when I go to a restaurant now, this is how I've lost some weight, is I will order my food and I will ask them to box half of it before they even bring it to me. Because if it's not in front of me,
then
I'm
you
not
won't
going to eat it.
I'm gonna start
And
doing
it's
that.
been great.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
That's very, very smart.
But I also realized I can't go to a Mexican restaurant because you know what? They're going to put chips in front of me and I'm going to eat a whole basket of chips. And then I was like, well, then
Yes.
why'd we not just eat our whole meal?
You're so dumb.
So
That's really smart though to do that because
Yeah.
you're right. I used to use like smaller plates to put
Mhm.
my food on when I was trying to lose weight, just so I felt like I had a full plate when I
Yeah.
didn't.
I agree.
But yeah, he's lost a lot of weight.
Good for him. I feel like he's able to lose weight really quickly though, too.
Yeah,
Like,
you know,
not fair.
yeah, but you know where Travis, I feel like I probably should not spill his whole life, but whatever. You know where he does eat like crap, but you know where his biggest thing
What?
is drinking. Like they do so many
Mm.
happy hours at his work, and then he'll go hang out with his friends and drink. And when you drink,
What does he normally drink though? Like beer?
no, he doesn't drink beer. He drinks, oh my gosh, what's Bullet? Bullet and
Whiskey?
Coke. It's whiskey and Coke,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, but he
Could be the
drinks a
carbonation,
lot
the
of it.
sugar
But
of the
also,
Coke.
let's be honest, when you drink a lot, you're going to eat. You're going to
Yeah.
you're not going to work out. You're going to be very sedentary or, like.
You know, I stopped drinking for 3 weeks and I was like, I'm going to lose so much weight. And I did not lose a single pound from doing that. So I said, well, okay, cross that off the list.
Well, then you must not eat when you drink.
Well, I will say though, losing weight and eating less, I feel like my alcohol tolerance is much different.
Yeah. I have zero alcohol tolerance. But yes, so he's not drinking either, which I think is
Mhm.
really, really good for him. He said he's going to let it go on your wedding. Well, we are going to Mexico for our anniversary
Mhm.
and to see all of his friends. And
Had to throw that in there.
just in case you're wondering. But we are going to Mexico for that. We have one day to ourselves. I'm going to soak it up. And he was like, I don't know if anyone's coming in earlier. And I'm like, if they are coming in early, we're ignoring them because this whole trip is
This
not
is our
about your friends.
anniversary.
And this is one day. We're totally ignoring anybody who's at the hotel. Like you
Yes.
can be rude and apologize the next day. But we are not saying even hi. I do not want to have them at dinner. Like they need to scoot along.
Have you bought an anniversary gift yet?
So he lost his Aura ring and he wants a new one, but he wants I guess they have like all of these like Gucci and all these places that now make them. And that's what he wants.
Explain what an Aura ring is.
Okay, so it's a ring that you wear that like tracks your sleep and your heart rate and I guess all of your
Okay.
stuff.
It's like an Apple Watch.
It's kind of like an Apple Watch, but it does more. I think
Oh.
it gives you more data and it's
Interesting.
yeah, he likes it better than an Apple Watch. I have an Apple Watch. I just did not like that I feel like I'm a pretty active, like I worked out and I would never get my little workout circle done. And I feel like it was not
Just
accurate.
bothered you?
It really bothered me. And I stopped wearing it. I was like, this is not helping my self-esteem.
Oh my goodness. 2 weeks ago, is it 2 weeks ago? Maybe it was a week ago. Stephanie got her new car.
Oh my gosh, I did. It was a week ago. I got my new car. It is
The bluest thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
it's like an Easter egg. It's like I think it's like a periwinkle blue, like a really light, beautiful blue. We picked it up and Travis said, you will never be able to sell this to anybody but girl. And I'm like, well, that's my goal. Some girl will get it.
I think the goal is
in
for
3
Travis not to
years.
drive
Yeah,
it. Is that
and
your goal?
He's not going to drive it. Well, but also, I'm going to be honest. I feel like Travis was like, I don't know about this color. I have never gotten more compliments on a car.
It's
I get
really
stopped at
pretty.
least 2 to 3 times a day about
Really?
the color of my car.
What do they say?
They're like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful car. I love
And
your
have
color.
any of them been guys?
Yes, one yesterday.
Really?
Okay, Travis and I went into Starbucks 'cause I was telling him, I'm like, even Cruz had a teacher stop him and say, I cannot stop thinking about your mom's car. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I've gotten so many compliments on this car. It's really affecting my self-esteem. I feel like I should start like just picking
Selling
car
cars.
colors for people. Really. And so I was telling Travis, I'm like, I swear. I mean, I had somebody stop me at the grocery store. I thought maybe I did something wrong. They were like, excuse me, is this your car? And I said, yes, ma'am. Is everything okay? And she was like, that's the most beautiful car. I'm like, thank you. And then it just snowballed from there. So we were going into Starbucks and Travis and I, and this lady literally is driving past us there's a sign, a stoplight. So she stopped. She rolls down her window. She's like, "Excuse me, sir," because Travis was driving, and he was like, "Yes," and she was like, "That is the most beautiful car I've ever seen. I love the color." And he was like, "Oh, thank you. It looks like an Easter egg. That's my wife. My wife picked it all out. She's very happy." So then I sprinted over there so I could get some of the glory. And then I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it." Right. So then we go inside, and I was like, "I told you people stopped me about this car." And then this guy turns the corner, like, to let us know that he saw us driving up and parking, and that he loves the color, and that he thinks more dealerships should do colors like that instead of like black and gray and the neutral colors. And I said, "I agree."
I remember when we went to the Bentley dealership, they have, mind you, like 1,000 colors. Like you can pick 100 different shades of gray, literally. And the guys opened the drawers and Stephanie goes, "That one." And the guy was like, "Well, there's more." And she's like, "Nope, that one." And it was real quick. And the guy was like, "Okay." He's a little concerned, but he, was making the sale. But the outside is not the only part that's blue. Every facet of that car is blue. The stitching, the leather, the steering wheel, the gear shifter, everything blue.
Like the inside, like it's like a bluish gray. I would call it more gray.
Yes.
And maybe it has like a blue undertone to the gray, but it's more of a gray blue. But I did have them do baby blue stitching and piping. So there's like baby blue stitching where all the emblems are, and there's piping, and the handle, there's a part of it that's baby blue, and then the shift gear is baby blue.
If there was a blue option, it's blue.
Yes, I was like, I am going, because that's the first car I've ever designed myself, and I'm like, yes, I've never. I just always went there and was like, picked out the lot. But this is the first one I actually did. I'm never going back. I'm always gonna do it this way. But yeah, so I was like, everything I can find that I like, I'm gonna just throw in there.
That is really funny. And tell everyone Cruz's favorite part of the car.
In the backs. Oh my gosh. And it massages you.
Yes.
Yeah. So it like gives you a massage at the two front seats do. So my son sits in front every day and gives himself a massage to and from school. That's his favorite part. It is the best car I've ever owned. I'm super happy about it. If you see me, you can't miss me.
You will see her. I was like, if someone hits you, it's intentional because you see this car. You do not miss it.
It is so light blue.
I see a giant blue Easter egg driving down the highway. That's little Stephanie Hollman.
Yep. So yesterday was me and my car's holiday. I was so excited. So excited. But yeah, it's so pretty.
But I'm like, where do you go from here? Do you keep
know.
building blue cars, or do you get a pink next?
Maybe I'll go pink next just to drive my husband crazy. Like maybe. I don't know.
You can make it worse.
I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I don't know what I do. I mean, I feel like, okay, so I have this car. Usually I keep cars for 3 years. So in 3 years, Chance will be 16. He'll have his own car. Cruz will be 16, 14. So maybe I'll get like a actual car, not an SUV.
You won't have to be a soccer mom anymore.
I'm totally, as soon as Chance turns 16, I'm driving a car. I have not had a car for so many years.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, so that'll be my next.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, it's super pretty.
If you see Stephanie, honk at her.
Yeah, make sure you tell me how pretty it is. That way you keep it up. Oh my gosh. And I have washed it 3 times.
Oh, this is a huge accomplishment.
That's the thing. Travis would get so mad at me with my last cars because
this is 3 more times than she washed those last cars combined.
Oh, yeah, because he would be so annoyed because I would just, the kids would eat in them, and they were not ever like, I would wash them maybe like once every 2 months. Like I really didn't care. I'm like, whatever. But this car, I've washed 3 times in 2 weeks.
As you should. It's a very nice car. You better keep that car clean.
Yes.
Free of dents and scratches and.
Yes. So Trey had a dream the other day because Travis is always getting on to me about my car, and he told me, with Trey listening, whenever I got my because now I have a monthly car wash club. I'm part of a club now because I like my car so much. Yes, a membership. It's like $20 a month of unlimited car washes, and Travis was like, put it on my card. He was like, but if you don't use this, then you have to pay me like the $20 a month or whatever, $100 a month. I don't know what he said. I was like, whatever.
Which not much of a threat. She's like, oh, okay, fine, whatever.
Whatever. I'll steal it out of your wallet and give it to you every month. That's fine. So Trey had this dream the other day.
Well, so in my dream, she had already had the car for like 3 years, and Travis is looking for something new to get her. And so he went and bought her this blue Bentley. And he had it. And the next day he was like, I don't know if she's gonna like that one. And I was like, okay. And so then he went back and bought another one. And this one they bought was like, I remember it was like $700,000. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, whatever. And then he was like, I don't know if she's gonna like that one. So then he went on another blue Bentley. And I was like, whoa, chill. Like, this is a lot. And he was like, if she doesn't drive all these and keep all these clean, I am never buying her another car again. And I was like, well, she won't have to have another car again because you bought her 3. And it woke me up. It like bothered me. I had that much anxiety from this dream. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to make sure that she, alternates these every other day and
keeps them clean.
Yep. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a full-time job.
Oh my God. So Trey calls me and tells me this, and I'm like, this is such a Travis Hollman thing. So then I call him and I'm like, Trey has to tell you about this dream, and he's like, that sounds about right.
It's also something he would do because
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, he got in it yesterday because he wanted to take his car to get it detailed. And I was like, well, I'm going to take mine to get washed. He's like, your car's perfectly clean. I'm like,
oh, thank you.
I was like, yeah, it has a few little dust pieces on it, though. So I need to make sure it's perfect. So, anyway, so we go there and then I'm like, well, should I get it vacuumed? And he was like, no, it's perfectly clean. I'm like, you've never in your life said that about any cars I've ever driven. That is how good I'm doing.
Quote that. Yep.
Yeah. That is how good I'm doing.
Amen.
So, yes. Okay, well, Trey.
Yes.
I love you. I can't wait to see your suit. I think I may have a dress picked out for your wedding, but I want you to see it before I commit to it.
Oh, I can't wait.
So, yes. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, supporting, however you view us.
However
we appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe, follow us, write a comment if it's 5 stars. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast on Instagram at BS the Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube. A bunch of people don't know we're on YouTube. You can see what we're saying. You can follow us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS.
Bye.